Okay, Moto G31. Now, there's a reason that makes me excited. There are actually three things. First of all, full HD OLED display. Second, 50 megapixel main plus 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, and not to mention, number 3, ad-free stock Android experience. You don't get these specs at this price. Again, all of it at 12,999. But this is all on paper. There are a lot of things you need to know. Real world usage, we'll cover all of that in this video. So you can stay wiser and maybe subscribe to TechWiser and hit the bell icon as well. Oof, can I make it more cliche? On that note, Prateek, already watching TechWiser, and let's get this box out of the way, Motorola G31. And if you see one thing, Motorola is the only company which keeps the phone inside a case. Like, they know you're gonna use it anyways with the case. Also, you get a few paperwork and a SIM ejector tool. But you get a 20-watt fast charger. Some people were talking on Twitter that it has 10-watt charger, but that's the European version of the phone. The Indian version still has 20-watt charger. And you get a Type A to Type C USB port, so no USB PD. Now, keeping all of this aside, the back is still plastic, but there's a small texture over it, so it makes it feel more grippy. Now, the phone is 8.5 mm thick, and you also get a 6.4 inch OLED display. So it's no way one-handed. Like, the volume buttons and the Google Assistant button are right here up at the top. But again, more handy, like easy to grip and hold in hand. Now, this has to say this weighs 180 to 181 grams even after having a 5000 mAh battery. I like this new Motorola making slim and handy phones. Now, one thing Moto has is you get a hybrid SIM card slot, so you can put 2 SIM cards or a micro SD card slot. But I envy budget phones. You get a proper 3.5mm headphone jack, man. Like, come on. Moving on to the display, first of all, you get a 60Hz Full HD OLED display with max brightness of 700 nits. Now, you do get 90Hz or 120Hz IPS LCD in this range, but I've always said I'll get a 60Hz AMOLED over a 120Hz LCD. The display, in my experience, is really good for the price. The viewing angles, colors are really good. Now, there are two things with this G31 OLED display. Number 1, wideband L1. Yes, you do get wideband L1, so it can play Full HD on Netflix. Number 2, even though it supports wideband L1, Amazon Prime Video still couldn't play Full HD videos. Usually, this gets fixed by an Amazon Prime update, so hoping for that. One more thing to point out is it can't play HDR on YouTube or Netflix, but neither can any phone in this range. In fact, I remember a couple of phones that can't do that even in 30,000. Comment if you know the name. By the way, single speaker and
just walk right out the door.
Again, it's loud enough that you can enjoy videos or songs in the bathroom. I don't know why I said that. Now, the next interesting part is the choice of the processor. It comes with a MediaTek Helio G85. You have 4GB as well as 6GB LPDDR4X RAM variant and 64GB and 128GB storage. I guess it's eMMC 5.1 because that is the maximum MediaTek Helio G85 supports. Now, in case you're wondering, theoretically, UFS 2.1 is 4 times faster than eMMC 5.1. But here, if you have a look, in reality, it's almost 2 times faster. Now, Helio G85 also means that there's no 5G, and if you look at other 5G phones in this segment, they come with Dimensity 700, and Dimensity 700 is a really powerful chip. But if you look, G85, G95 and Dimensity 700 have the same game support. See here side by side on BGMI or Bug Me, on both Dimensity 700 and MediaTek G85, both can run at smooth graphics and extreme frame rates. The game support is same. Again, if you play Call of Duty, you can see medium graphics, high frame rates. So although Dimensity 700 gives you 5G, but the whole processor doesn't have a good game support. The gameplay experience in BGMI, as you can see, is pretty good for the price. Not the best, but average. Now, you might be wondering, Prateek, why didn't you play PUBG New State? That's the new game, right? Well, see here, the app just straight up crashes. Refuses to play. I reinstalled it, cleared cache, storage, everything. So I'm not sure if the game has to be updated or Motorola has to push an update, but that's what's happening with my unit. Anyways, you have to choose 5G, more money, or performance. We have a good video here on 5G and the state of 5G in India, when you should expect 5G in India. You can check that after watching this video. Also, the camera is a bigger part of update over here. You have a 50 megapixel f1.8 camera, and let's take some photo here. Let's see how good it is. First impressions, the colors are very real life, no oversaturation. Like, look at the small pool. All the colors are as they look in real life. I'm not sure how people react to real life colors, but it is what it is. The interesting thing is, not many phones in this range provide an ultra wide angle camera, but you have an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle cum depth sensor. And the photos, well, they are warm for sure. People like me who like warm photos will like it. And outdoors, they are good for a 8 megapixel, not that sharp. And of course, you get a 2 megapixel macro camera, and on the front, in this tiny punch hole, you have a 13 megapixel selfie camera. I like the skin tone in the selfies. They are sharp and a bit contrasty. Overall, the skin tone was pretty good outdoors. And if you're a fan of macro cameras, outdoors, bright light, you can get a decent snap. And the thing I really liked about the camera is, although this is a 12999 phone, you can shoot 1080p video from all 4 sensors. Back, wide angle, macro, front, everywhere. And there's also a dual capture mode that lets you shoot photos with any 2 sensors at the same time. Like here, I'm using the front and rear camera. Now, I can also switch between the rear and ultra wide angle camera. That's really nice for a phone at 13,000 to be able to shoot photos from 2 sensors at the same time. Now, one recommendation to Motorola would be, I really love the minimal Motorola camera UI app, but I couldn't find the option to change the resolution or FPS. That could be fixed with an update maybe. Now finally, software. I would say it's probably one of the few Android manufacturers with stock ad-free Android experience in this range. You also get Micromax in Note 1, but I may be wrong. Micromax in Note 1 hasn't yet received Android 11 update. Let me know if any Micromax in Note 1 user is in the comments. We can help everyone out. And if you see, the Moto G31 also comes with the same zero bloat experience. No apps were installed. We installed all of this after using it. And hey, look, here's a really cool feature. You can just swipe thrice in the middle to just go split screen anywhere. And also, you get ThinkShield protection similar to all Motorola phones. That comes from Lenovo. Motorola is also promising an assured Android 12 updates and 2 years of security updates. So that's what official as of now. Also, if you're wondering, you get all important sensors like compass, gyro. Also, good haptic feedback. Also, you get Google stock dialer. So you have...
Call is now being recorded.
This. And 5000 mAh battery is something to see with a 12 nanometer G85 chip. How's the real life usage battery life? So full review it is. Now to summarize, the decision has to be, do you need a good, clean, ad-free 4G phone or 5G phone? And why even 5G phone? I would say wait for a couple of years. We have already 6G around the corner. Direct jump. Anyways, I like the pricing of the Moto G31 considering it's €200 in the UK, which is roughly 17,000 INR, so it's way cheaper in India. If you want a good stock Android experience, Moto G31 is the phone to consider. Consider is an important keyword because this is not a review. The review will be out in a couple of days on the Hindi channel, so stay subscribed for that. Kaushal is using it as his daily driver, and we'll talk about real life battery usage, network issues, call drop, basically everything. Also, let us know what phone do you want us to compare this with, or your questions. We'll try to cover all the questions in the review. On that note, this is Prateek signing off, and dude, wait for my iPhone review. Like, I'm pretty excited. Took me a month to write it. So I'll see you pretty soon.